Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Indiana Pacers have beat the New York Knicks 130 to 121 in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Pacers are one win away from going to their first NBA Finals in 25 years. 2000 against the Lakers was the last time they went to the NBA Finals, and it's looking like 2025 is going to be the next after 25 years of not being, not going to the NBA Finals. They've got to get one win. And look, what I will say is that my prediction right here, I don't see this New York, and I think this is very similar. I think this is very similar to the Knicks last series. I don't see the Knicks after losing 2 games at home, the first 2 games at home, losing the next game in Game 5, and on top of that, also losing the ending their season in their home, in front of their home crowd, in their home court. This is the same thing I said when the Knicks were up 3-1 against Boston, and they had to go into Boston to win Game 5. I see this series playing out the same way the Knicks Celtics series played out. I see the Knicks winning Game 5 and winning that game to make it 3-2. And then the Pacers winning Game 6 and then, going back to the NBA Finals. But the thing I will say is that, you can be in trouble if you're Indiana. I'm not saying the Knicks are going to come back from 3-1. But if New York wins Game 5 and then it goes back to Indiana and you lose that game, you're in trouble. I don't think that will happen. I don't think Indiana will lose a Game 6. Game. I don't see them losing Game 6 at home if it is played. But it would be interesting, I believe. To be completely honest as well, I would love a 7-game series. As someone who's not a fan of either one of these teams, I'd love a 7-game series for 2 reasons. I want to see a good series. It doesn't look like we're going to see that with the Thunder and Timberwolves. I'm predicting the Thunder end it tomorrow. And so that's my prediction. I'm predicting that the Thunder to end, in that series tomorrow against Minnesota. And with that being said, I want to see at least one good series. Last year we didn't see any good series in the conference finals. The Pacers got swept by the Celtics. The Timberwolves lost in 5 games at Dallas. Dallas really blew them out on a lot of those games too, or a couple of those games. I think that I'd like to see a competitive conference finals, maybe a 6 or 7 game series. That's one thing. But another thing is I'd like to see the most we can see from inside the NBA. Inside the NBA are doing these games, and this is the last we're going to see of the inside of the NBA. I mean, there's talks about them being on ESPN next year, but it's not going to be the same as it is normally. And so I'd like to see the most we can see of those guys, to be honest. But it will be interesting to see when this series ends. I predict that it ends in Indiana for Game 6 and not Game 5. But let's go over this game tonight because this was a great game. Indiana wins 130 to 121. Tyrese Halliburton was insane. 32 history tonight, 32, 15, and 12. First player in the playoffs to have a 30-plus, 30-plus, 15 assists plus, 10-plus rebound game with 0 turnovers. He also had 4 steals, 11 for 23 from the floor, 5 for 12 from 3. Just outstanding for Tyrese Halliburton tonight. They also got a great production from Pascal Siakam. He had 30 points. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 for 4 from 3, 11 for 21. He was great in the second half. Halliburton's scoring, he almost had a triple-double at halftime. That's the crazy thing. I'm not going to say he was bad in the second half, but you compare it to what he was in the first half, and I wouldn't say it was bad, but like in the first half, he had 28 and 10. And in the second half, he had 12, 4, and 12, 4, and 5. So it's not like he was bad in the second half. I'm not saying that. 12, 4, and 5 is good for a second half. But that first half was just amazing for Halliburton. Another thing, triple-double tonight, obviously. His second triple-double of his playoff career. he now passes Victor Oladipo, Paul George, and Mark Jackson in triple doubles for this Pacers team in the playoffs. And before that, before that they were all tied. All four of those guys were tied at 1, and now Halliburton just passes them with 2. And I would imagine there's going to be a lot of more playoff triple doubles for Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers, and I think it's going to be pretty hard for someone to pass him one day, and in my opinion. But outside of Siakam, it's not like there wasn't anybody else that was good outside of Pascal and Halliburton, because there was, but those two guys were electric. They had 62 of their 130. Neesmith had 16. Turner had 13. Benedict Madron finally showed up. You've been waiting for this. He's struggled all series. 20 points tonight. 10 for 11 from the free throw line. 5 for 8 from the floor. You've been waiting for that for him. Also 6 points for TJ McConnell, his lowest total of the series. 3 assists. 3 points for Tony Bradley. 2 points for Ben Shepherd. Only 29 minutes for Andrew Nembhard. He only played 29 minutes, shooting 1 for 9, 3 points, 3 assists. Let's go over to the Knicks scorers. Karl-Anthony Towns had 24 and 12 with 3 assists. Brunson had 31 points, 5 assists. Mitchell Robinson had 6 points, 7 rebounds, and OG Anunoby had 22 points, 7 for 16, 1 for 7 from 3, 7 for 9 at the free throw line. Bridges had 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 for 15 from the floor, 4 for 5 from 3. And Josh Hart was outstanding off the bench, double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 for 5, 1 for 2 from 3. And that was it for Josh Hart. And that was really, DeLon Wright actually played really well. 3 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 assist. He was a plus 11 when he was out there for 9 minutes tonight. Landry Shamet got a lot of minutes again for his second straight game. 3 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Deuce McBride had 3 points, 2 rebounds. Precious Chua played 2 minutes, got only 1 rebound. That was it for him. And that's it. So, Pacers win 130 to 121. That's it for Game 4. Let me know your thoughts on this game in the comment section, and peace out.